Oh, good morning, my dear friends. I have stopped by this morning. I've been sitting down, contemplating about my life. From the day I was born, the day I was raised in the village in Africa, and from the time I started to know myself and realize who I was. God processed me as a child, uh, as young as when I started to walk and run around. And I can remember from 5 years old, things I encountered, what I saw, the environment of which I lived. At one point, at 5 to 6 years old, I lived among witches in northern Liberia. When my brother had sent me along with his children mother uh, in northern Liberia. And I lived among witches. I saw witchcraft activities. You know, it's very important. You see, God can process every human being for his work. God select people who will do his work on earth. I lived in northern Liberia as a child between 5 going to 6 years old. I saw witchcraft running transportation at night. You know, the regular vehicle, like what I'm sitting in, people will stop it. People want someone to go buy something for them or go to the market. They will get in the vehicle, pay, and go and come back. But I saw witchcraft that were operating from 6 p.m. in the evening when it get dark. The town people or surrounding people will pay them to go and buy goods for them. And I remember there's a building that they used to operate from. And there's a building, it's almost like a church house, huge building. Then right behind the building was a dense forest. So at night, you can look towards that forest and you see the darkness. And as young as I was, I can feel that spirit of the darkness. And the guy who was the head of that transportation group, he was kind of a disabled. You know, those people that uses slipper in their hands and walk on it on their hand, and their feet are full up on them, and they just walk on the ground, and maybe with slippers instead of using a slipper on their feet, they use it in their hand to walk on the ground. He was the head of the witchcraft. So people will come and pay for, like, if they wanted to send to Saniqually, if they wanted to send to any part of Liberia to go and buy goods for them. Those guys will pay him, and then he will assign one of his boys. By the time he gets into that, and you see them walking into that thick, dense darkness. And when they get there, they fly and go wherever they're going to buy in less than no minute they bring the goods. At that age, I saw all of that in Liberia. I live among them, untouched. And I remember places where I passed through Dahn, and none came around me. I lived among them, running around. I always was an active child. So I stopped by this morning to just remind us, know yourself. God processes his servant, those who he has appointed. I just published a book on Liberia, what I saw during the war, and some of what Satan, the kind of pain that Satan have inflicted in my life through the love, my first love that I ever, apart from love for my mother, but this love that I never have experienced after the loss of two in the Liberian Civil War. 2 months in the 2 months disparity between the two deaths So I wrote that book to say giving life a meaning, because God had allowed me to see a lot of stuff about life. And I have placed myself in a position to help people give the meaning of people's lives, because people just living, they don't know why they're living. They're just going. So that book, Giving Life a Meaning, is a small, powerful book. The whole world was behind me at one point to publish that book. And I did not do it. And God connected me to the people who I talked to and led me and gave me an advice, directed me to start. It took me 13 years to come up with that book on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and all over the world. 13 years to write that book. I took my time. My eyewitness account of the Liberian Civil War and what I experienced, what I saw, witnessing grievous evil perpetrated by citizen against another citizen. I saw all of that. And my emotion of the love that I love, the true love that I love, and I have never recovered from it, because there hasn't been anything to make me to recover from that death. That's why I put a story in that book. So I just stopped by this morning to just tell you, know yourself. Don't let people determine your life, because some of them do not like what you do, because they cannot do what you can do. Because God put special people on earth to do certain things. Some of us don't do things because we see people doing it. We do it because of what God has given us. So just thank you for listening to this video. Share it. And know yourself. That's the title of this video this morning. Know yourself. And don't allow anybody to make you to be who you're not, or to push you hard to make you irrelevant in the eyes of other people. Because God, you are good in the sight of God and Jesus, every one of us. Except you don't want that benevolent, then you will lose it. But from now on, I start by this morning, know yourself. God bless you and have a blessed day.